I am a very pro-vaccine choice person. I think that, it's a lot of studies have shown that teenage children, teenage Americans do have enough information to be able to make their own informed consent about whether to get vaccinated or not to get vaccinated. And, we at Novant have always taken the position that we want people to be able to get vaccinated and have the right to choose to be vaccinated. So I would not be supportive of legislation that took away the ability of teenagers who are well informed and have consented and have talked it through with their trusted healthcare professional to go ahead and get vaccinated, perhaps because a guardian is someone who is an anti-vaxxer, and perhaps their anti-vax thoughts or beliefs are really not well grounded in the science we know.
And then one quick follow-up. Given the way the metrics are going, and given the resistance, there probably would going back to some sort of or partial shutdown of our society. How much worse do you think the numbers would have to be for to really get a sense for shutting things down, like you're seeing in New York, where you have to show vaccination card to go into a restaurant?
That's a good question. We know that Americans are tired of COVID. They're tired of the shutdown we had. What we went through, last winter and last spring was very difficult for a lot of people. It's taken a huge toll on our country, on our individuals. Mental health issues have kind of gone through the roof because of the stress and isolation and other things that we have faced. I think that a lot of Americans are kind of up to here with isolation and forced and mandates to shut down. So I'm hoping that, while we understand that in certain areas, in certain settings, it's important to have additional factors. And I look at it that, if restaurants and city governments and other public venues, whether it's sporting events and other things, can use things like mandatory vaccination to get people to come in and participate and kind of get back to normal and doing the things they want to do, that's great. That's a great way to convince people to go ahead and get vaccinated. But I'm hard pressed to think that we're going to go back to widespread shutdown like we had a year ago. I think things would have to get really bad again in order for that to happen. And I think that, one of the things we need to keep our eyes on is the fact that, our medical care delivery system is being strained again across the country. There are some places where it's absolutely to the max and they're barely able to function. And that is a very important thing to consider because, we really don't want to get to the point where we don't have enough beds to take care of the sickest people. So we need to keep an eye on hospitalizations. We need to keep an eye on transmission rates. We need to see what's happening across the communities. And I think that our authorities will react appropriately to whatever is carrying the day at that point.